Welcome to my faction guide for Jedi. This video provides my recommendations for prioritizing certain Jedi characters over others in different stages of the game, and gives you a snapshot of where they can be obtained. The characters here are listed roughly in order of one's ability to have access to obtaining them. This will vary a bit by player. I've highlighted the names of top recommendations for earlier in the game in green, and recommendations to farm later on in yellow. I've done the same for each type of energy or store, so you can look down a column and see the top and secondary recommendations that way too. Your first reason for getting Jedi is to obtain Grand Master Yoda during his reoccurring rare event. He's been reworked by Capital Games twice, so he's now on version 3, and this version is the best yet. While not strictly needed, you should absolutely consider getting Grandmaster Yoda by the mid-game. To do so, you'll need to use 5 Jedi, all at the 5-star, 6-star, or 7-star level to get Yoda at 5 stars, 6 stars, or 7 stars respectively. Your second reason for having a Jedi squad is to complete the defense mod challenges. Now you will need at least one solid light side healer early on in the game, and both Jedi Consular and Luminara are available fairly early. Luminara is better in the early and mid-game, although Jedi Consular is not only available first, but he has a ship that works well, especially with Admiral Akbar's capital ship, and his ship can heal other ships, so he's the slightly better long-game bet. Neither one is that great in the long run, but it's very difficult early on in the game without a healer, and it's always good to have an extra ship. I do not recommend Mace Windu early on in the game, as he's not a very strong character at all, but he's eventually required to activate his capital ship Endurance, which is required for the Ship Enhancement Droids Fleet Challenge that occurs 3 times a week. You will need those ship enhancement droids to level up your ships, so you should get Mace Windu as your account approaches level 60 when the ship's aspect of the game opens up. Jedi characters I recommend who are very good throughout the game include Ezra Bridger, who's excellent on Jedi, Phoenix, and non-Phoenix Rebel squads. You simply can't go wrong with Ezra, and he's one of my top picks overall. Ezra usurped Jedi Knight Anakin as the best Jedi attacker in the game. Both Ezra and Kanan Jarrus are important to unlocking Grand Admiral Thrawn and are required to unlock Thrawn's capital ship Chimera later in the game. Both can also be used to unlock Emperor Palpatine, since they're also rebels. Overall, the Phoenix team is great to have through the mid-game, and the Phoenix faction still has importance in territory wars and territory battles late in the game. Old Ben is the best rebel tank in the game, especially when his abilities are maxed out. Better in the late game than Stormtrooper Han and Scarif Rebel Pathfinder, and even General Kenobi when used with rebels. He can help to unlock Emperor Palpatine, and he's also specifically required to unlock Commander Luke Skywalker, who's an eventual must-have super character. But even earlier in the game, he will keep your teams, especially rebel teams, alive much longer. Barriss Offee isn't available till a bit later, but she's arguably the best Jedi healer. As you can see, the game staggers the Jedi healers apart in a way that tempts you to get all 3, but you can definitely get away with 2 or as few as 1. Barriss is not essential if you wait slightly longer for Kanan to become available, however. Ahsoka is a solid attacker, and she has a couple of things that give her an edge over some other Jedi options, such as Qui-Gon Jinn. Number 1, she can be farmed in numerous places. Number 2, she has a solid light side ship. Her special protective maneuver also synergizes well with a General Kenobi lead late in the game. She's a little fragile, but when you get her basic energetic slash to level 8, which requires Omegas, she self-heals and attacks much more, whereas others like Qui-Gon Jinn are fragile throughout. Qui-Gon is also less useful now that Grandmaster Yoda's recent rework has made Yoda one of the best Jedi leads by far, certainly the best one who's currently free to play. Overall, the earliest team I'd probably use to unlock Grandmaster Yoda with would be Ezra, Old Ben, Kanan, Ahsoka, and Jedi Consular, with Barriss Offee swapped in for Kanan or Consular if available and desired. As for Jedi you can get later on in the game, one more farmable Jedi is Hermit Yoda, and he's great, but he's only available via the Guild Event Store, which doesn't unlock until level 65. Another eventual must-get Jedi is General Kenobi, but he's only available from the heroic, that is 7-star tier of the tank takedown raid where you destroy an AAT. That obviously happens much later in the game. Also not yet farmable is Bastila Shan, but when she becomes farmable, she will be your ideal Jedi leader. What about the other Jedi on this list? Well, if you're a huge Qui-Gon fan, he's okay, so it wouldn't be the end of the world to get him. His ability to dispel enemy buffs and ability to speed up pre-Yoda Jedi are decent, though I articulated why I prefer Ahsoka earlier. Likewise, Jedi Knight Anakin and Aayla Secura are also solid for Jedi. The Jedi faction is not great in this game, and as you may have surmised earlier in this video, I talked about Jedi that have uses elsewhere as rebels or as scoundrels. So I would recommend getting no more than one additional Jedi beyond the ones I've already recommended to unlock Yoda. But Plo Koon might be better than all three of the ones I just mentioned, Qui-Gon, Jedi Knight Anakin, and Aayla Secura, because he has a ship, and those other three don't. Of course, why Jedi Knight Anakin, one of the most renowned pilots in the Star Wars universe, doesn't have a ship, I couldn't tell you. Now, I put an asterisk next to the title of this slide, Farmable Jedi, because there actually are 4 other farmable Jedi who are not listed here. They are Jedi Knight Guardian, Kit Fisto, Ima-Gun Di, and Eth Koth. But I'd avoid them at all costs. They are inferior to all of the ones listed here, and none of them have a ship. Plus, Capital Games just said that existing Jedi, aside from Grandmaster Yoda, will not be reworked anytime soon. And we just got 2 more solid Jedi, so these others that aren't listed here are very poor Dark Horse picks. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think below.